Hello, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home. I hope all is well with you. And I just want to show you the garden and take you around and let you see some of the wonderful things that are happening in the garden. Things are growing and just getting better and better. So let's take a tour around and walk around the garden. It is a beautiful morning and the sun is definitely shining and things are looking very good here today. Now, I want you to notice that my Casablanca lilies here in this batch, that they're finished, and so I need to go in and deadhead. But there is another batch that's coming here and it's opening, and this is a later planting that I did. And for some reason, it decided to bloom later than this other one here. So it's kind of good because it's like a succession of bloom. And that is just a wonderful thing. So I need to come in and do what we call deadheading. So what I do is this. I just come over here to the plant and I just cut off these pieces here like that, because what's going to happen if I leave it on, it's going to go to seed. You do a better job here. Yeah, it's going to go to seed, and I don't want it to go to seed. I want it to, I'm going to just clip right here on this one and just let it drop. And I'm going to then take this cage here and use it for my tomatoes. Okay, so we have them here, the Casablanca lilies here, but I believe this is a cousin to the Casablanca lilies. Now these lilies were given to me by some teacher friends. I was leaving a particular school that I was at, and they knew that I loved gardening, and I was always taking the kids out into the front garden, and we created a children's garden at the school. So they bought me these lilies and I put them in, and so these lilies have been here for, a long time in my garden. So usually they're very big. I don't know what happened to them this year, but for some reason they're not as huge as they usually are. But I'm glad that they've shown up, and usually they come at this time or at the first week in August, so it's good to have them here. But the other place that I want to get to is over here, where we have these Casablanca lilies, and what I need to do is to get in there and clip them back as well, and take the cages out, the tomato cages, and use them for something else. Now, the mosquitoes are here. So this is my apple tree, and it's not doing too well. But you know what? I believe that the squirrels have been eating the apples and enjoying them, because I've seen them actually crawl on to the tree and eat the apples. Oh, the mosquitoes are atrocious now. But what I'm going to do is kind of shield myself here from them and take courage and go on in here and see if I can just clip these back. because we can't have that like that, especially because the dahlias are coming up next, and so we don't want it to look messy. All right, so let me just see if I can one-handedly pull the cage out. Yeah, so the stems are pretty strong and they can stand on their own. They don't need me to stake them now, but I can use these cages here for the tomatoes that are in the other bed over there, and so this is a good thing. I have my basket just in case I find something that I'd like to harvest. All right, so I am over here by this part of the garden, and you can see that the cucumbers are having a great time here. They are sprawling and growing, and they might even benefit from having one of these tomato cages by them because they're just trailing all over the place. But I also want to support my tomatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, I have these ties. That's good. Yeah, so I had tied these together, and this, oops, these ties are fantastic, and they're great for keeping things together. So what I'm going to do is place this cage right here in the middle. I'm going to place it right here in the middle of these tomatoes. And that way, I've already pre-staked them with the bamboo. So they have some supports already, the bamboo stakes here. And what I'm going to allow them to do is to come in together here, and they'll be supported again with the tomato cages. So that's for that one right there. And I think I'm going to put this one over here amongst the cucumbers. Ooh, I think I can feel the So I'm putting that here amongst the cucumbers, and what I'm going to do is have them off the ground because I really don't want my cucumbers on the ground. So I'm going to lift them up. Now it's a matter of finding they're really growing a lot. It's a good thing that I'm here to do this because I don't want them growing on the ground. And I assume that this is a cucumber. It might even be a squash. But I'm going to elevate it here. Oops. There are a lot of mosquitoes all around. So I'm not trying to stay in this area too long. And it is early in the morning because I was hoping that the mosquitoes wouldn't be out so much, but they are. See these little tentacles? They help to keep the plant up. So we can see here that I am going to have cucumbers they are growing, but they just need to be staked. So I'm gonna need to get one for this here. There is something eating my kale, but I believe that they will do fine. You know, that for right now they'll eat them, but I believe that the kale will survive. And I put the kale over here too as well. And these are squashes. So doesn't that look good? Yeah, so what I'm going to, as I said, do is kind of encourage these plants to come around this here, so that way they're not on the ground. Yeah, there we go. And I think the more support you give them, the happier they will be. And I have some really nice tomatoes coming up here. See the tomatoes? So that's a really good thing. And this one has this to support it. I had my Monrovia here and it died. So I'm just using it for something else. All right. The other tomatoes, these are the big boys. And I have these nice big stakes here for them. So they're going to do just well here. The other plant that needs to be staked are these wonderful eggplants. I need to get back here and do that. I do have some stakes though that I bought from Ocean Job Lot here. And since I'm back here, I might as well get these bamboo stakes, a couple of them, and just stick them into the plants over here. Ooh, another pumpkin. So I'm going to just give it a little support, this eggplant. I might just use 2 stakes. Let's see how we can do this. So I'll have to come back when I have 2 hands and try and support that a little bit better. Let's see. Here's another one. I'm going to need that and this one. So that I need like 3 more. The mosquitoes are out in force. So I'm going to leave this part of the garden. And I'm pleased with how it looks. This is a big boy. It's happy. I'm surprised that the weed, that the bindweed hasn't found this plant. Let's see if we can just, let me get that piece of tie from up front and use it on this one. All right, so let's do that. See, reusing things, it's a good thing. All right. This is a heavy plant too. I might have to bring one of those tomato cages here to support this one. But it looks happy. Soil is good here. My rose bush that I love, the cornelia rose, is starting to give another flush of blooms. Isn't that fantastic? One thing about this rose, it's highly fragrant and very beautiful. It really has that old cottage look, and it's very full. It reminds me of the English garden roses, and I think it is, or is it French? I don't know. But anyway, it's a beautiful rose, and so I'm excited about it blooming here again in the garden. There are a few of them, and I do need to come in and deadhead. Look at that. So I'm going to just clip this right here, and I just let it that will encourage more growth and more blooms here. Look at this. So you see what a beautiful flower it is? And it has this cluster. So what I'm going to need to do is just deadhead the individual roses, because then I'm going to end up, oh, this is connected with that. Right, I'm going to have to be particular. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? I love it. And then look at this here. I'm going to just clip these off, and that will encourage more blooms. And that's what we want. We want more blooms. Oops. Ooh, I should have my gloves on. I have been beat up by these roses. I'm really having to make sure when I go inside to put on some kind of medicine on it, so that I don't get antibiotic cream, so that I don't get any kind of problems. But, oh, sorry about the shadow. So isn't that pretty? I just really love this rose, and it is giving even more here. So over here I had the lilies, the oriental lilies, and they are done. Oh, here's one here, but not much. So I'm going to just cut them down so that it doesn't look so messy. I don't like the dead blooms, so I don't mind cutting it back. Now this is a beautiful daylily, and I'm so glad I came out so I can catch it. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I did transplant some of them that were here to the jewel garden, and I think I'm going to do that with this one as well. Move it from here and put it up there in the jewel garden so it can get more sun. Daylilies are sun lovers, and they need to be there in the sun. My begonias are doing good. So I was just able to harvest these tomatoes. Aren't they beautiful? And they're right in here. I'm going to take this one as well, even though it's not as ripe. And I think there's another one there too as well. So where's my basket? going to get some more. Now I did step in to my a little bit on my plant here, but there's so much of it that it's okay. Now I need to get over to this side. See if I can get in here. Ooh, I'm losing some. Hold on, I'm just gonna pull them all. Yeah, not as big. Yeah, so these are the grape tomatoes, and I guess it depends on, you know, where they're located, what fertilizers there, because those are kind of small. There's a few more. Let's go on in here, get the rest of those tomatoes. This herb garden area is just looking really good, and my chamomile is flowered, and it looks like it's doing fine here, and I want it to go to seed so that it can spread. And this is the time that I planted from seed here. And this is my rosemary, which I need to cut and use. The oregano is very happy. And the mint. It's very pretty. It smells so nice. This is a better location for the tomatoes for harvesting, at least. I can just reach in here and get them. And they seem to really like this area. The size is nice and big. I know I'm kind of picking them a little green, but don't worry. They're going to be coming in fast and furious. So that means that I need to harvest as much as possible. Can't see. And then these are turning red too. So I'm going to pick these as well. Because I don't want them to rotten on the vine, and you got to keep up with it. Look at that. You see, like these here have ripened there, but they're about to spoil. I don't know. See? They look nice and red, but they might be overripe. I'll put them in here. Let me see what we get. They're probably very sweet. I'm going to need to really trim up these, and they'll do better. But so far they're producing, which is really good. And the marigolds are helping to support them, which is a good thing. Uh-oh. Seemed like I broke this one. That's not a good thing. Oh well. A casualty. Okay. I gotta say that I'm really impressed with this corn. It is growing up, and I like the idea of the cucumber using the corn as a support. That is fantastic. And check out the corn, the different tops here that are on the corn that they're developing. So I think that is a promise of corn coming. This is my harvest for the morning. I think it is a good harvest, and this is a sign of things to come, especially when those tomatoes start to ripen. And of course my mint. So I'm going to make myself some peppermint tea right now and begin my morning. And I think I'm going to add some of these red tomatoes and create an omelet. So thank you so much for joining me here at Catherine's Garden and Home. Bye. Well, if you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below how are things happening in your garden. I hope things are going well for you and that you're enjoying this summer season of all of the different changes with the vegetables and harvesting coming in, that you're enjoying your garden and taking time to just sit down and relax in the garden. Well, thank you so much for joining me here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together in Catherine's Garden and Home. Have a great day. Bye. For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.